surrounded by some of the craziest, hottest, awesome drivers that we have here on this series. And one of them just so happens to be the hometown guy in the house, Stephen Thompson, the driver of Hurricane 4. Stephen already having some great work earlier today, man. You were able to secure a victory last night. Tell me, man, I had some truck issues earlier. Did you get those issues fixed?
I do believe so. You know, all it was that little 25-cent connection piece. But you know what? Sometimes that's what it causes. But you know, the most, we run these trucks hard every week, and you know, a little bit of issues here. You know, we can't complain too much. But like I said, we got this thing 100%. We're back here. We're in front of the hometown crowd, man. I'm pumped up. This is the last show, man. We're just going to shovel this thing in the trailer at the end of the night. But you know what? It's all for these fans, and the louder they cheer, the harder we're going to run this truck.
Absolutely, it is all with the fans. Now let's talk about the fans for a second. You're here in front of your hometown crowd. You're right down the road in Hagerstown. You got your hometown sponsors, family, and friends in the stands. I'm going to ask you, how does it feel to compete in front of your hometown crowd?
Oh, it's always incredible. You know, like I said, we're in Hagerstown, Maryland. This is 20 minutes from our backyard. So, man, to be out here in front of this incredible crowd, man, it's exciting, man. We get pumped up, and the more we get pumped up, the harder we run that truck. It's an incredible lineup of trucks here, you know, incredible lineup of drivers. Anyone's game here, but it's fun to run with these guys. You know, the harder they run their trucks, it just gets us pumped up. And like I said, the louder the crowd cheers, the harder we run these trucks, and it's all for them, man.
Awesome. Well, Steve, I want to wish you the absolute best of luck in front of your hometown crowd. How about a page one more time? It's Stephen Thompson and Hurricane Force. Representing for Team Throttle Monster, the technician turned driver, Cliff turned to the driver of Kamikaze. Now, Cliff, what started off as your rookie season quickly turned into a dark horse season where you have been a fast, crazy competitor all season long, man. Tell me, how has that transition been from a crew guy to now monster truck driver?
It's been great because ever since I started being around monster trucks and stuff, I always knew that I wanted to drive one, and I didn't start out so great at the beginning of the year, but I can definitely tell I'm getting better each and every week.
Well, I can tell you right now, the fans absolutely love you. Everywhere we go, you're always a hit with the fans. And now here's the cool thing. You are racing and representing for one of the hottest teams in the industry, Team Throttle Monster. How cool is it to have such a big team behind you, supporting you and providing you the best equipment out there?
It's awesome, honestly. Couldn't get any better, to be honest. The trucks we have are amazing. They're just monster jam quality, and anytime I have problems or anything, there's always one of my teammates there to try to help me along and figure out the problem.
Now, one last question for you. I know you're getting ready to rock the house in front of these great fans here in Frederick. What can they expect from Kamikaze here on this track today?
It's like Steven over there said, the louder you all get, the bigger we're going to go, and the bigger that we go, it's going to pump them up, so I'm really going to try and pump these other guys up and get them going.
Well, there you go. I wish you the absolute best of luck. How about, ladies and gentlemen, one more time for Cliff Turner, Kamikaze. He's won more Renegade overall championships last season than any other driver, and he's right here in Frederick, Maryland. CJ Richardson, the driver of the ATI Performance Product Stinger Unleashed. CJ, on Wednesday, you walked the stage and got your high school diploma, and you graduated high school. So first of all, a huge congratulations. How cool is it to finally be done with high school, now you can focus on monster trucks?
Yeah, it's awesome. School always kind of got in the way of things for what I always wanted to do, and you know, the teachers were always just trying to get monster trucks out of my brain, and when I came to school, that's all I thought about. So it's a relief, but I definitely, you know, if I was doing anything else, I'd love to be in school, but monster trucks is my thing, and it's just not for me.
Well, there you go. And monster trucks have always been your thing. I know you're a second-generation driver. Your dad, of course, being a former Monster Jam Arena champion in his own right. But how cool is it to take the truck that your dad got started in all these years and now making the truck all your own?
Yeah, it's awesome. He burned the truck into the ground for 10 or so years, and then finally handed the keys over to me. And I've just been trying to follow in his footsteps and keep up with the big name that he built.
Well, there you go. How about that? CJ Richardson, ladies and gentlemen, the driver of Stinger Unleashed. CJ, best of luck to you, man. The birthday boy is in the house. RJ Turner and the War Wiz. And not only is the birthday boy, but first of all, again, a huge happy birthday to you, man. Hope you're having a blast here today. But you're also the hometown guy, just like Stephen Thompson. You're from right down the road in Hagerstown, so I'm going to ask you the same question I asked him. How cool was it to race in front of your friends and family here?
You know, it's awesome. You know, we get to run in front of everybody
here. It's local to us, so at the end of the night, we really don't care what happens in this truck. Like Steven said, we're just here to shovel that thing in the trailer at the end.
Now, you got a little bit extra on your back now, primarily, because you're coming into this event as the overall event champion. You won our overall event championship earlier this afternoon. Let me ask you, what does it do to your confidence, man? Does it make you, nervous that now you got a target on your back for the rest of these drivers, or does it give you more of a confidence boost?
I wouldn't really say neither. I wouldn't say confidence boost, more nervous. It's just anywhere we go with these guys, they're all heavy hitters, so they're going to come out here no matter what. They went out. Every one of us went out to do the other. So no matter what happens, it's going to be a good show.
Well, there you go. Monster Truck fans, time one more time. A big round of applause for RJ Turner in the War Wizard. The Red Line Oil Dinosaur Destruction Team Throttle Monster is in the house. Last but not least, Carson Williams, the driver of the Velociraptor. How about that? Now, Carson, I gotta tell you, this is a fan favorite truck that you're behind the wheel. How cool was it to run this 10,000-pound dinosaur for Team Throttle Monster? I mean, yeah, heck of a season so far.
That was absolutely incredible, Been going through merch, checking out how they're doing and see if they need anything else from us. The dinosaur toys have been selling out, Kamikaze toys have been selling out. It's absolutely awesome seeing you guys coming up to us after the shows, having us sign all those little toys, flags, and t-shirts, I'm excited for you to burn it down here at Frederick. We got one more show to go. We got two hometown guys that have been killing it all weekend long. Already been doing a killer job getting overall event championship, but you know what? I think I'll go for one tonight. Hopefully we can get a little bit of the points tonight, take home an overall for Team Throttle Monster.
Well, there you go. And I gotta ask you, before you go back to your truck, what do you have in store for these fans here in Frederick?
We're gonna get wild. The louder you guys get, the bigger we go. My teammates said the best. RJ said even better. We're gonna have some fun out here for you guys tonight.
Well, there you go, Monster Truck fans. How about it for Carson Williams, the Velociraptor? Wait, ladies and gentlemen, we got Duncan sitting back there. We have our driver sitting back there. They need to know, are you ready to have some fun today? That is so much better. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Renegade Monster Trucks and welcome to the Frederick Fairgrounds. My name is Chaos Corbin Hurley, and right now, I'm going to tell you all about the craziness, the carnage, the all-out destruction that you're going to be seeing on this track today. This is what I call our Renegade Rundown. You see, ladies and gentlemen, we got 5 monster trucks sitting back there right now. There's going to be 4 competitions for our monster trucks. And here's the deal. 3 of those 4 are going to be judged by you, the Renegade Monster Truck fans. Here's what we're going to do. After each competition's over, we're going to each one of these trucks, and based off of your noise and your applause that you get for that truck, that will determine who gets the win here today. So our first competition is going to be our 2-wheel skills contest. Who wants to see a 2-wheel skills competition? Well, that's going to be the first contest here today. It's going to be our Monster Truck 2-Wheel Skills Challenge. What's going to happen is each driver is going to come out here and get 2 chances to give us their best 2-wheel trick. It can be a wheelie, it can be a stoppie, it can be a bicycle, a popper, a moonwalk, whatever tricks these drivers have up their sleeves. But, like I said, it's all about you guys, the fans, to determine who gets to win here. Now I got a question. Who here likes donuts? Anybody? I love donuts, man. I like the glazed donuts, I like the frosted donuts, I like the cream-filled donuts. Those are my favorite. But here's the thing. I'm not talking about those donuts. No, I'm not. I'm talking about the kind of donuts where you get in your monster truck and you spin, 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 fast, fast, fast. Who wants to see that happen? Well, that's going to be our second contest here today. It's going to be our Monster Truck Donut Competition. Each one of these renegades come on here and get the chance to spin that truck as fast, as long, and as crazy as possible. Whichever driver has the craziest, gnarliest, sketchiest donut will be crowned today's champion in accordance to you, the Renegade Monster Truck fans. Another question. Who wants to go racing in Frederick? Well, that's going to be competition number 3. It's going to be our Monster Truck Racing Contest. Each one of our drivers come out here and get the chance to complete this crazy, fast, gnarly, sharp racing course. But they're trying to complete it in the fastest amount of time. Whichever driver can complete this course within the fastest amount of time will go home today with the racing win. But I know what we all came to see. What they came to do, they want to see some monster truck freestyle. Well, ladies and gentlemen, freestyle is going to be our last contest of the day from my absolute favorite. And you guys know what that Corbin too. What is so special about freestyle? Well, I'll tell you, it's no rules, no time limit, anything goes, no holds barred. Our drivers are not here to do literally whatever they can to impress our fans, and also our monster truck fans here this afternoon. So, ladies and gentlemen, and here's the deal: it's all about you guys, our fans. But here's the thing: what these drivers are for one thing, and that's that big checker flag right there that says Renegade overall event champion on it. Whichever driver is most consistent in each one of those competitions, two-wheel skills, racing, donuts, freestyle, they will go home today with that overall flag on the back of their monster trucks. It's all going down right here, but before it does, I gotta know, Frederick, Maryland, who's ready for Renegade Monster Trucks?
Boys and girls, you're about to experience carnage, insanity, destruction, and all-out mayhem like you've never seen before. Prepare to feel the ground shake as massive 10,000-pound, 1,500-horsepower fire-breathing machines of destruction come to life. The best drivers on the planet, massive mechanical monsters, all about to unleash pure chaos. Gravity will be defied, history will be made. Champions will be crowned, and thundering power will be on full display. The louder you get, the bigger they go. Now, the time has come. Raise those checker flags.
Racing in the house here this afternoon. She is 10 years old, burning down the competition everywhere she goes. Hailing from Tappahannock, Virginia. Ladies and gentlemen, let's make some noise for Kinsley and Lady Love. And sitting right next to Lady Hockey is a 13-year-old rock star. Behind the wheel is awesome looking mini monster truck. Sending it runs in his family. Ladies and gentlemen, from Lancaster, Pennsylvania, get on your feet for Garrett and Minnie Stinger. And ladies and gentlemen, standing right on the stage next to me, he is only 6 years old, making his mini monster truck debut here in Frederick. From right monster trucks. We're gonna start all the way down on the front stretch of the track on the end of turn number 4 with the Team Throttle Monster Crazy Guy. It is rookie season here this afternoon. He's been a dark horse all season long. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Cliff Turner and Kamikaze! And sitting next to Kamikaze, one of the 2 hometown boys racing here this afternoon. The guy that's already won multiple overall championships on this tour. And today, he's racing for his hometown, his friends and family in the stands, burning down the competition for over the last 10 years. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Steven Thompson, Hurricane Boss! And ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about the dinosaur of destruction. The Red Line Oil Monster from Team Throttle Monster. The dude that's won multiple Monster Jam Arena championships earlier this year. He's won multiple overall event championships on this series. And tonight, he's looking to rock the house here in Frederick, all the way from Oak Harbor, Washington. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Carson Williams and the Velociraptor! Ladies and gentlemen, you're looking at the young man who on Wednesday got his high school diploma. Today, he's looking to grab a Renegade overall event championship. He's won more last year than anybody else in this series. Ladies and gentlemen, from Lancaster, Pennsylvania, let's make some noise for second CJ2, Stinger Unleashed! And last but not least, another hometown guy in the house here this afternoon racing for his friends and family in the stands. And it just so happens that today is his birthday. Ladies and gentlemen, hailing from right down the road in Hagerstown, Maryland, let's make some noise and give a big happy birthday to R.J. Turner, World Racer! One more time, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for your monster truck drivers! Alright, monster truck fans, I got a question. Who thinks we should start our monster trucks right now? Alright. Well then here's the deal. You guys gotta help me get the job done here. What we're gonna do is, I'm gonna get you started. We're gonna start at 10, but you guys gotta help me out here and count them backwards from 10 to 1. And then at 1, all of us together are gonna get into those famous command words in motorsports. And gentlemen, and ladies, it's Renegades, start your engines. What do you say, Frederick? Can we do that? All right, monster truck fans, here we go. Let's get insane in 10, 9. Louder! Renegades, start your engines! As a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, we cannot fire kamikaze up until you guys are facing your seats. decide who won. Alright, so, by noise and applause and cheering, who thinks the winner should be Kamikaze? Who thinks the winner should be Stinger Unleashed? Oh, some CJ fans, alright. Who thinks the winner should be Hurricane Force? Who thinks this should be Velociraptor? And who thinks this should be War Wizard? I think we have a winner! Here he is, RJ Turner, the War Wizard! RJ, you're the overall event champion for that reason right there. You always put that truck on the ragged edge. You saw it right there, and you heard the reaction of these fans, man. It was adamant. You were the winner by a fan noise. When you heard the noise from these fans, what went through your head?
Probably gonna wind up tearing my truck up later on tonight. They keep going like that.
There you go. And you said earlier, the louder they get, the bigger you get. Actually, what, man, they're getting pretty hot out there. So I can only imagine what you're gonna do in freestyle. I'm gonna ask you, is that a preview of what we're gonna see in freestyle from the Wizard?
Oh yeah, most definitely. As long as we make it through this row, we're gonna start having a little bit of issues with it. So we're gonna try to hurry up and get back there, see if we can figure them out to continue the rest of the show. So hopefully we can get it fixed and keep it going 100% to try to go for another overall win here today.
Well, so far you're on the chase to that overall event championship. I know you're trying to keep it going, man. Why don't you go back there and get that truck fixed up? One more time, ladies and gentlemen, for your Two Wheels Skills winner, RJ Turner, the War Wizard. thinks the winner should be Stinger Unleashed? Alright. Who thinks the winner should be Hurricane Force? Who thinks it should be Velociraptor? I think we got a winner, ladies and gentlemen, your donut competition champion, Carson Williams, Velociraptor! Carson Williams, Velociraptor! Carson, dude, that was crazy. You had that dinosaur spinning, spinning, spinning. I thought you wouldn't stop, man. I tell you what, you were spinning more times than my ballerina cousin. That was crazy, brother. I gotta ask you though, man, how did it feel hearing the noise, the loud applause from all these awesome fans in the stands?
Oh, it feels absolutely amazing, you know. Once that dino gets going, it likes to keep ripping and eating up them donuts. That's an awesome truck, I love it so much. You know, hearing you fans get wild and crazy and excited makes me pumped up. Up next is monster truck time trial racing. But you know what? We're here for freestyle. Frederick, Maryland, make some noise!
Ladies and gentlemen, your donut champion, Carson Williams, the Velociraptor! a racing run, dude. On a gnarly, sketchy racing course like this, you went out there, you gave it your all, and you got the racing victory, man. Congratulations.
Yeah, we almost made it, didn't make it out. We've been battling issues left and right with the truck. It's just one of those weekends, unfortunately. But I promise all of you that we're not going to give up. We're going to make it out for all the competitions, and we're going to give it our all for you guys, because you came here, spend your hard-earned money to see a show, and that's exactly what we're here to give you.
Well, there you go. If you can get that truck dialed in, which I know you can, you got some of the best crews and monster trucks. I know you're going to try your hardest to get out here for freestyle. What can these fans expect from the ATI Performance Stinger Unleashed?
Just always expect the unexpected. There's not a huge jumps here, but we make it work. We can fly around and do some pretty cool stuff.
Well, there you go, CJ, again, and huge congratulations. Best of luck to you, man. Hope you can get that truck fixed up and ready. One more time, monster truck fans, for CJ and Stinger Unleashed! Who thinks this should be hurricane force? Who thinks this should be war wizard? Who thinks this should be Stinger Unleashed? Who thinks it should be Velociraptor? Ladies and gentlemen, your 3-star winner is Velociraptor! And your overall as well, Carson Williams, Velociraptor! Carson, you're the overall event champion, man. As we close out the show, what do you got to say to your fans, man?
Man, I came down here and won that overall. We took it home, baby. You know, I got that stuff in there in the run. I was trying the whole time to get there. I'm so pumped up. I'm going to sign autographs for you fans. I'll be honest, no one's looking out of me. I'm ready to go lay down in my bed, eat some dinner, have a good time.
There you go. Carson's going to be signing autographs in our merch trailer. But ladies and gentlemen, as always, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming out with us here this afternoon. Until next time, don't forget, we got merchandise and autographs in that trailer right now on the concourse. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, this is Chaos Portland Hurley saying stay cool, stay lit, be nice to everyone, and don't